Hey guys, so today we're checking out the Tuffy Security Console Insert fitting all 2018 and newer JL Wranglers. So whenever you have the doors or the top off your Wrangler, your interior is exposed, and this security console insert is going to give you an extra peace of mind to the things inside of your center console. Now this is going to be made of a durable 16 gauge steel material. It's going to have multiple steel panels on it, making sure that this is going to stay inside your center console and nobody else is going to be able to get into it. Now it's also going to have a nice textured black powder coat finish on top to protect that steel underneath. Now what I really like about this is the fact that this is going to come with a 10 tumbler key as well as a pry-proof lid or a pry-proof hinge. That's again going to keep anybody that you don't want in your center console out. And it's also going to be very easily accessible for you, considering that Tuffy gives you 2 keys in order to access your center console. Now once you open this up, this will also have a little stopper here, making sure that the lid's not slamming down on you, and it's very user-friendly and a very easy design to work with. So what I personally really like about this is the fact that you don't have to do any modification or drilling in order to get this inside your JL, which is a plus considering that most of the JLs are pretty brand new. Now, with all of that being said, this is going to be roughly $150, and I think that that's set at a very good price point. You know, you're getting a very strong product here, and you're really not going to be able to get into it if you don't want to. Now, some other options that you can compare this to on the site are usually not going to be used for security purposes. They are going to have organizational purposes for your center console and other places inside your Wrangler, but nothing as tough as this, and that's why I really like this product. Not to mention, it's very easy to install. So I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. You're gonna need some very basic hand tools and probably an hour's worth of your time, not even. So speaking of that install, let's jump into that now. The tools that I used for my install were a 7/16 and 3/8 inch open-ended wrench, a 5/32 inch Allen socket, a 3/8 inch drive ratchet, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a flathead screwdriver. So our first step is to start inside of our Wrangler and open up our console. Now our next step is to take out the rubber piece that's down at the bottom. Now this install may be a little bit difficult to see just because we do have to assemble the insert inside the console, but we're going to do our best to show you. So first, we can take our top part of the lockbox and our keys and make sure that that is open. Now with our lid open, what we can do is kind of wiggle this in place. Now this isn't going to sit flush with the top, it's actually going to sit inside of the center console. So now that I kind of have it in place, we need to put our filler brackets on the side. So the one with the V, this is going to be our right side, and then the one with the square bracket is going to be our left side, or the driver's side. Right, now that we have one in place, we're going to take one of our screws as well as our nuts for the other side and secure that to our lid. I'm going to get that threaded in with a Phillips head screwdriver, and we'll tighten it down in just a second. But we just want to get these in place. We can do the same thing for the other side. I just have to wiggle it in, tuck it underneath. Then we can secure it down with another screw and a nut. All right, so now we can go ahead and tighten those down now that they're both on. I'm going to use a 3/8 inch wrench for the nut, and then that same Phillips head screwdriver. This is just going to secure the brackets, make sure that they're not flopping around, and these are just going to be the fill plates for the side. Same thing for the right-hand side, or the passenger side. What we can do now is take our support brackets. These are going to have a folded over edge that's going to go over our seam here where we just secured down our filler bracket on the side there. So there is going to be a cutout for the passenger side. This is going to go around your USB port there. So we're just gonna wiggle it in and wiggle that around and into place. So as you can see, the folded piece of metal has to go over our main lid bracket here. There is a rubber bump stop that's for our lid to make sure that it doesn't slam down. It's held in by some adhesive. I'm just gonna pull that back and put that to the side. We're gonna reattach that little bump stop again. We just wanna make sure that this piece can go over our main bracket, and then we'll reattach it to the support bracket that's touching the bottom of our console. But we wanna make sure that this sits over, and even if you need a flathead to just kind of pry and now that's most of the way on. We're gonna get it fully on, but I wanna get this other bracket in place first. So now we're going to install our other support bracket on the driver's side. I'm gonna do the same thing with the little bump stop here. Just take a flathead or any flat edge. Just gonna peel that off real quick. Then we're gonna finagle this bracket in. Also lift up on our support bracket here. Get that out of the way. Kind of got to give it a little push from the bottom. Get that over the top of that bracket here. If you want to use, again, a flathead, it's kind of a pry bar just to get it over the edge. There it goes. So you can get your finger in there. So it looks like everything's lining up. Then we can take 4 bolts, 2 per support bracket, and secure those down. All right, so now we can take our Phillips head bolts and the 3/8 inch nut, and we can thread those into place. We're gonna get them all threaded in, and then we'll tighten them all down at the same time. You do have to mess with it a little in order to get it to sit correctly, but once all the pieces are together, it's actually a very supportive system. Even me tugging on it right now, it's not moving anywhere, and not all of the hardware is secured down, so it's a pretty solid system. Just going to use a Phillips head, kind of thread those in, but at this point we're ready to tighten them down. All the bolts are in. I'm going to take that 3/8 inch wrench, so our next step is to secure down our support arm. So I'm going to take the Allen head bolt, our plastic washer, and our 7/16 inch nut and secure it on this little tab here. Now the plastic washer has to go in between the tab and the arm, so it may be a little bit difficult to put that in place just because you have a couple moving parts here. So once that's threaded on, we can take a 7/16 inch wrench and a 5/32 inch Allen key or Allen socket and just tighten that up. All right. So it doesn't have to be too tight, just tight enough to kind of slide it up and down. All right, that seems good. So once that's closed up, we can take our keys provided by Tuffy, lock up our box, and that'll stay in place. This is a really solid system. Cool. Now for the last step, we're just going to replace these little bump stops to make sure that our lid doesn't slam down and hit metal to metal. Those are just gonna go in the corners where they came from. Give them a good press. The adhesive should still be on them. So after everything's tightened up, what we can do is close up our lockbox, grab our key, lock it up, and then you're all set to go. So that's gonna wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe, and for more videos and products like this, always keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.